Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So for today's video, we're going to make two quick and easy Christmas cards using stuff out of my stash. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so I'm going to make a couple of simple kind of Christmas cards. So rather than having my normal stamp sets and stuff like that, I thought I'd just grab in a couple of things that I have in here that are Christmassy and see if I can make a couple of cards as simply as I possibly can. So the first things I've grabbed out for one card is some Kaisercraft die cuts and a sticker book. This is from last year's Christmas collection called Wonderland. Any kind of die cut's going to do fine here. Any kind of sticker book or paper pack, anything you've got will be fine. So just having a look at the die cuts and just seeing what I can kind of put together. So I've got my sort of basic card base here. I bought these at Picture to Page last year and they're just standard Australian size card bases. So I find these really easy just for starting simple cards like this. And then just looking through here, and I'm deliberately trying to stay reasonably simple. I don't want to do anything over the top or crazy. But at the same time, I'm kind of looking at it going, this isn't quite what I wanted. Alright, so I do also have this collection in paper pack, I think. Yes, I do. So I'll just grab that down. I'm just gonna grab these stars. I'm just going to cut this so it sits just a little bit smaller than the card itself. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer out. So this has the markings for A5 on it. So I'm just going to find that, and that'll be my width. Making sure that's straight. Okay. Just going to cut just a teensy little bit more off so it's got a bit more of a border. So here's the width. I always like leaving a little bit of white. I think it looks nice. I'm just grabbing my pencil. I'm just going to mark on the back where the top of the card is. I'm just going to do this by sight now. I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit. Perfect. I'll just grab some glue tape and stick this down. I'm just thinking it might need just a little bit of silver because there's no silver on this. It's very... Oh, it does have a little bit of glossy shine though, because some of these stars have actually got some texture to them. I don't know if you can quite see it. That paper is really pretty. And then I'm just going to stick these down. Actually, I will put a little bit of silver. I'm just going to grab a little bit of washi tape. So this is Target washi tape. I think it was 2 years ago. It's pretty old now, but I'm just going to stick this down. Sort of. Hold on, I've got to do two things. First thing I've got to do is stick this so it doesn't keep popping up like that because it's driving me crazy. There we go. And then I just need to work out where I need everything to sit. So if that's there, and that's there, I want the washi to sit about there-ish. My mat, and I didn't stick this down on purpose to kind of use it as a guide, but now I'll just move it so I can. And this washi is a little bit it's a little bit old, but it's also just a little bit textured, so there's kind of some extra something to this which I really like. And you could just tear this, but because I'm pedantic, I'm just going to cut this off with a knife so it's got the nice flat edge. And I've just gone right up against that paper, just not pushing hard, just so I just go straight through the washi and not the cardstock. And then I pop this up on a little bit of foil, on a little bit of foam tape, just to give it some dimension. always make sure I can't see them, let's see the foam popping out. Put a little bit on the back of this one as well. For a really quick, simple card that's seriously just paper, adhesive and a bit of washi tape, this is coming together really pretty. I'm just trying to make it so I can't see the washi from in between the hearts. There we go. And then we'll just put the sentiment down as well. Now I haven't measured this, I'm just doing it on site. You could obviously be more careful with exactly where you're putting it, use the lines on the mat to line it up, but sometimes I find just using eyesight is actually easier. There we go. One quick, simple, and actually really, really pretty Christmas card in, what, 5 minutes-ish. So there's one. I want to do another one though using a kikki.K collection because we don't, I love the kikki.K Paper Lovers books. I use them for wrapping more than I do for card making because I haven't really made cards before this year, but I thought this year I'd use some of the Paper Lovers books that I've got to kind of make some. So I'm just having a look. You could obviously use the paper, that's the easy way to do it, but we've done that now with the Kaisercraft one, so let's do something else. But I'm going to do something similar with the washi tape. Just try and find a die cut or a like a Christmas sentiment that I like. I'm going to grab this little elfy guy, just pop him out. I'm just going to go around and just knock off all of the little tabby bits. Alright, so now that I have my little die cut all popped out, I'm just going to stick this down so it sort of stays still. This way I can use my mat as a bit of a guide, whoops, to stick everything down. I'm also going to just use a little bit of washi tape just to hold that still. So I'm going to grab this gold glitter washi and put this straight down the middle. I am just going to measure this just a little so I can try and find the center. So 10.5, so 5 point. Doesn't need to be 100%, but close. Let's grab some of this tape. I'm just going to run this straight up the middle. So I'm just going to take the backing tape off, which can be a little bit difficult with this tape, but that's okay. It's worth it because it's good. The glitter doesn't come off it. It's one of very few glitter tapes that don't end up all over the place because it drives me bonkers when it does. I'm just lining that up and trying to keep it as straight as I can. I am following the lines, but I'm also just using my eyesight a little bit. And then we'll grab the red washi. And I want it to look like it's kind of coming out from behind this. So I'm just going to line that up. I'm just, again, using my judgment to kind of work out where that sits. I'm doing that on both sides, so I'm completely covering up the gold, was not quite completely covering up, but close to. Just leaving a little stripe covering the gold. Then bring in the knife. Because this is, the glitter tape's got some height to it, so I'm just running the ruler along that to kind of find where the edge is. And then just cutting along. It's probably not going to be perfect. It hasn't worked out too badly. Manipulate the washi a little bit. Whoops. I tore up a little bit of the paper, but you'll never notice because it's under that washi. And then do the same thing on this side. And again, just manipulate the washi to kind of cover up any of the white between the two. I'm just going to pull this up and cut off all of the excess. Hold on, before I do that, I'm just going to manipulate this side a little bit because it's sitting too high up. So I'm just pushing it so it sits flush. There we go. So there's our little bit there. Now we had some camera issues and it actually cut off. So this is actually the second time I've done this, but that's alright. So all I've done is gone ahead and chucked on some foam tape on the back of our little elf. She's going to sit just there like that. Get the glue dots off the back so it doesn't stick anymore. So she's gonna sit there like that, and then I went through and I picked out this little Merry Christmas sentiment, which is actually a little tag out of the Paper Lovers book. And I'm just going to stick that down there as well. I kind of thought about maybe putting a little bit of ribbon on it, but I think I'll leave it. I think it might look a little bit much. Oh, actually, maybe not. Just grab some of my ribbons out. I'm just sort of seeing if I like any of this. I kind of think that would look cool and just add a little bit of texture to it. Cut off a little bit. I think this is kikki.K twine. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think it is. And I'm just doing some little knots at either end. One of these already has a knot at one end, so that's okay. Just so that if they do start coming apart, because it does happen sometimes with this twine, that there's a knot so it won't go too far. Don't stab yourself, but pop out the little bit. This might be too long, so I might end up having to cut this a little bit more. Yeah, I will. So I'll put that up on some foam as well. I'll just trim this to sort of where I want to put it, the knots, and just tie the knots again really quick. Good thing is this foam tape's got a little bit of forgiveness to it. It will stick fine on the glitter, that's not a problem. Have the Merry Christmas just sort of off center, and that way the string on the twine doesn't look silly, or the bit on the twine doesn't look silly. So again, just trying to make that straight. Here we go. A little bit of texture there with both the glitter and the twine, but I think that came out really nicely. So there we go, two very different looking cards, but just from stuff I have in my collection. I haven't gone out and bought, I'm just going to leave that bit of washi tape. I haven't gone out and bought anything different for these. I haven't even pulled out my stamps, haven't pulled out my inks. These are really simple, probably with stuff you've already got in your house. You could really easily come up with cards that look like this, these two. Especially when it comes to the last minute. Like, I know we're a long way out from Christmas right now, so you probably don't need to be making too many of these sort of easy cards. But if you're sort of getting a bit closer and you're starting to panic because you don't have the time to make the cards that you'd want to make, these kind of ones are really simple. They still look handmade, they still look really effective, and I think anyone who gets them would really, really appreciate them. So hopefully this gives you some ideas on how to use stuff that you've already got in your stash. So that is it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please give it a big old thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to be subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any future Christmas card videos. I will try and do them not every week, but every maybe other week. But try also not to do all Christmas cards because there's still birthdays and stuff happening at the moment. So let me know down below how many more times you want to see Christmas cards, and if there's a particular kind you want to see. You can also find me on any of my socials if you want to catch me there. Hope you guys have an awesome, awesome weekend, and I will catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!